The United Nations Human Rights Office announced that at least 840 people were executed in Iran during just the first half of 2025, a staggering figure that underscores the intensifying repression in the country. The United Nations expressed deep concern, stressing that the Islamic Republic is systematically using the death penalty as a tool to instill fear and terror across society. Observers note that this unprecedented wave of executions is not only a blatant violation of human rights but also an attempt to suppress public dissent, silence opposition voices, and control society through fear and intimidation. Human rights experts emphasize that a large portion of the victims come from minority groups, political prisoners, and even individuals who could have faced alternative, non-lethal punishments. They say this practice directly violates international standards, which call for the strictest limits on the use of capital punishment and a global move towards its fullest abolition. Despite repeated calls from the international community to halt executions immediately, the new figures show that Iran's rulers continue to rely on policies of repression and fear. Saturday, September 6th, the judiciary's Mizan news agency announced the execution of Mehran Bahramian, one of those arrested during the nationwide uprising in Semirom. Mr. Bahramian and his brother, Mr. Fazel, were arrested that year during a memorial for protesters killed in Semirom, including their brother, Morad Bahramian. Both were charged with killing a government agent and sentenced to death. Reports say hours before the execution, his family was called to Isfahan prison for a final visit. Mr. Bahramian had previously served time in prison, been released on bail, then re-arrested and ultimately executed. Intelligence forces raided the family home of 17-year-old Parsa Qasemi, a resident of Behbahan, and arrested him. So far, no information has been released regarding his place of detention or the official charges against him. A knowledgeable source reported that Mr. Parsa had been arrested last year for sharing a video in his classroom. In that case, he faced charges including propaganda against the regime and insulting the founder of the Islamic Republic. His arrest without notifying his family or allowing access to a legal attorney constitutes a clear violation of his legal rights and the principles of a fair judicial process. Reza Mahmoudi Parsian, a journalist from Farsiyan in Azad Shahr, has once again been summoned by the Revolutionary Court of Gonbad-e-Kavus. He is scheduled to appear before the court. Mr. Mahmoudi has previously been arrested by security forces of the Islamic Republic and, in another case before the same court, was sentenced to 1 year in prison, 6 months of media activity ban, and 2 years of prohibition from membership in political parties or groups. He is currently free on bail. Mehdi Nouri, known as Araz Irani, a monarchist political prisoner who once raised the national lion and sun flag and portraits of the late Pahlavi monarchs in the streets of Iran, has been denied medical care in Ward 7 of Ardabil Central Prison. According to a reliable source, Mr. Nouri fell ill a few days ago, but despite repeated requests, has not been provided with the necessary medication. In addition, the judiciary and security forces of the Islamic Republic have barred him from appointing his own lawyer, assigning only a court-appointed attorney to his cases. Political prisoner Mehdi Meskin Nawaz attends his sister's funeral in handcuffs and leg irons. Mehdi Meskin Nawaz, a monarchist political prisoner held in Bandar Anzali prison, was allowed to attend the funeral of his young sister for a few hours, accompanied by prison guards while wearing handcuffs and leg restraints. After the ceremony, he was returned to prison. Mr. Meskin Nawaz is serving a 10-year prison sentence in Bandar Anzali. Students from the boys' dormitory and the Fatemiyeh girls' dormitory staged a protest against a new decision by the university's board. Chanting slogans and issuing a statement, they denounced the ruling as playing with the future of students. Under the new directive, undergraduate students in their 10th semester, master students in their 6th semester, and even PhD students must obtain approval from the Special Cases Commission to remain in dormitories. Otherwise, their housing will be revoked 1 month after the start of the semester. Victims of the Farhan Diesel Company staged a protest outside Tehran's Economic Crimes Court. The company, run by Mahsa Hassanzadeh, once praised at an official event attended by Abbas Araghchi and other states officials as the country's youngest entrepreneur, now faces accusations of massive fraud and stripping investors of their rights. Homeowners of the Mahistan residential complex who have yet to receive their units after 14 years staged a protest. According to the demonstrators, the Shahryar prosecutor's office during a meeting threatened them with arrest. Fuel truck drivers stranded in Afghanistan gathered in front of Iran's Road Maintenance and Transportation Organization to protest the government's neglect. Residents of Brujer took to the streets to protest power outages, chanting anti-government slogans. Retirees from the Civil Service Pension Fund, Social Security, and other retirement funds held a protest gathering in Kirmanshah. Also, education retirees have gathered in front of the Ministry of Education to protest. Social Security retirees in Rash staged a protest against poverty, poor living conditions, and the neglect of their demands. Literacy movement instructors held a protest in front of the Ministry of Education. Job exam candidates protested in front of the Ministry of Education against the employment coefficient system and discriminatory quotas.